Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shari. Elisa here, and in today's video it's late night. As you can see, I got my hair braided. I did a treatment for 4C hair to prepare for this hairstyle, so if you want to watch that video I will list it right here. This video is very impromptu. I don't have anything planned. I'm going to talk about a range of topics as I do my makeup. I'm just refreshing it with a little bit of the Summer Fridays mask. This is the reason I'm putting this on is because my skin's feeling a little dry, and it's really a mask, but I use it as a moisturizer whenever I'm feeling exceptionally dry. It's one of my favorites. My homegirl from Sephora was telling me to put powder on the brows. To put powder on the brows before you do it. So it's like been one of my favorite things to do because it actually works. Enjoying the way my brows are growing in right now. It's because I maintenance them myself, and also I don't do them, but I do want like a reshaping at some point because this one is angled with like sass, don't fuck with me, I'm from the hood, I got a gat on me. But she's giving elegance, she's giving HBCU, college educated. Barack Obama put her as an intern during his tenure as presidency between 2008 and 2016. Like he's gonna remember her. Has anybody seen The Undoing? I want to talk about The Undoing because I've fallen into, for the last year, I have fallen into a Nicole Kidman like hole of like wanting to watch all her movies. So last night Soy and I, who's my roommate, watched Eyes Wide Shut. Also, Tom Cruise is in the news lately, or not lately, he's in the news right now for aggressively talking to his cast about not following protocol. And I think there is a thin line between being passionate and then being arrogant, and the line is very thin. I'm gonna put some strobe cream from MAC. I haven't used this in a while. Glow, she glows, oh she glows. Don't forget to drink your water. We all need each other to make this show. Like, if you knew what it takes to make a film, to shoot a commercial, to do anything in like video and film production, you would really, your mind would just be amazed. Oh, should I use this? I kind of like this to do like a little light cover. Okay, so I'm putting a little bit of whatever I use. I will try my best to put in the description part. So this is the Laura Mercier, and I haven't used this, but I really like it because you see all those dark spots, how I just like covered them up. I kind of want like a thin layer. The Birkin bag conversation, obviously, the salary of the normal person that's listening to this girl's music or whatever cannot afford that, because they can't afford it because that's their yearly salary, right? And they probably have kids and they have to think about other people and whoever they're taking care of, right? And so I don't think that that is what they meant when they're like, oh, this man should be buying you a Birkin. But essentially what I think what she's trying to say is that the man in your life should be taking care of you as a woman. And I like that MO. I like that message as opposed to buy you a Birkin. I mean, if he's making that kind of money, buy me the Birkin, baby. You got it. I ain't gonna tell you no. And so I'm here. All right, so I have like an even, clear, even tone skin, which I like, which is one of the reasons why I purchased this. But I want to go in with the 390 Pro Filter Hydrating Long Wear Foundation from Fenty, because I usually wear the matte one. I love matte foundation. I like a whole matte look. The Undoing A lot of my friends, I would say, okay, it was my roommates, so that's the three of us, my friend Leanne and her husband Jeff, and my friend Jen. And then there was somebody else who was watching the show. Oh, my friend Megan, right? So we all had multiple conversations, or I've had multiple conversations with them, and us saying, who is it? And everyone kept asking me, who do I think it is? And I never answered. And the reason I never answered is because I didn't feel like this show really wanted us to know or get. I mean, yes, it kind of wants you to like think in your head like, oh, is this person, right? So the reason that I didn't tell my friends who I thought it was because I like the idea of trying to figure it out, and I love the whole guesstimation of it. Because when Soy and I, because Soy, my roommate, and I were watching the show together, there was a point in which, maybe episode 3 or 4, is that I realized somebody has some sort of medical condition. I couldn't figure out who. I was mostly thinking it was Nicole Kidman's character. But a couple of times I would pause the movie and Soy and I would discuss what we were seeing, right? And like, if you've seen The Undoing, clearly it's Jonathan. Obvious to my friends that was, I'm using the Black Radiance foundation stick in the color Espresso, and I've been liking this a lot. Like, this is giving me contour, baby. And then we watched, we watched 1, 2, 3, and then we watched 4 and 5 the next day. No, and yes, we watched 4 and 5 the next day, and then when we came home, we rewatched 1, 2, 3. So I got to see a little bit, and you start to recognize what the fuck is going on, you know. So I have no idea which way it could go. I'm gonna do the conceal and hydrate. I might have to put more. So you have no idea like where this thing is going. You like the idea of like, could it be this person? But as I said, my couple friends said they knew it was Jonathan. That was his name, the husband's name, Jonathan. They had a feeling that it was Jonathan. And the reason that I liked not knowing is because I knew I was going to get something out of it. And rewatching it with Soy helped me understand where I was and why I didn't know, because I too have dated a narcissist. To say that he has the potential to be dangerous, but that's where I'm going with that, is that there were people who didn't like that it was like obvious that it was Jonathan, but it was more than like him killing this girl. It was about the series of events that led up to like his behavior and the way that he was treating, like the scene in which him and his son are talking about this dog with his wife, and he's getting dressed for this job that he's not going to. It's like the charades of it. If you've dated a narcissist or if you know a narcissist, they will take you on so many emotional roller coasters that you almost second guess if it was even real, because that's what they want. That's what they want, is for you to be so fucked up from their mind games, you know. And I was extremely oblivious to his shit for so long that now that I'm out of it, it's like it was scary that I was not, it wasn't obvious to me. I think dating a narcissist or being friends with a narcissist almost feels like a cult. Self-concealer is so good. However, this is just a little, it's interesting. It's just the packaging makes a bunch of product come out, and I don't like that. Is that they are kind of like a cult, because you end up believing them. You know, the 2 narcissists that I knew and the 2 that I dated, you know, they had stories behind them, and like, you feel for them. And people who are empathetic and that can feel things, you know, that genuinely are in tune with their emotions, and they will take you for multiple groups in which you are like just there with everything that they're feeling and their emotions, and none of it could be real. You know, a lot of the times it's like Peter Pan a little bit. Like, it's just a lot of emotional abuse in a sense, because you are a person that wants to have faith that they are being honest. And like, I had a lot of doubts, and I would get into arguments with them, and then they'd gaslight me and make me feel stupid, and like make me feel like I was this problem, when their source of their issue was whatever had happened to them. And so because of that, they're always in survival / protection mode, and you end up feeling like, oh my god, I need to like save this person or help this person, you know, so that you're not triggering their feelings until you are in therapy and recognizing that this thing isn't your fault. Tan bronze tan bronze from, who's this from? Oh, GRWM Cosmetics. So the color ended up working out. I do feel like I'm looking a little bit light skinned, and that is not me trying to be offensive. This is just me like feeling like I'm looking a little pale, even though it is winter. I want to bring back some warmth because I cream contoured. So yeah, the show really was eye-opening. I had a lot of emotional reactions to it. At the restaurant, and he told her the real story about the dog, you almost believed it. But then you think about when the wife went to the hospital and she's like, yo, what's good with my husband? I haven't seen him, he disappeared. Like, he did so many things to make you question. And like, yes, it was obvious, but I like that it was obvious but not obvious, because he has this personality disorder. Like, when you sit back and think about him wanting to set up his own son for a crime that we all know he didn't commit, but it was this guy, you're like, yo, something's really wrong with you. And I experienced that. Not that my, you know, previous, you know, person that I dated was going to kill somebody, but they were willing to set up my friend to make it seem like she had done me wrong, when it was like they were concocting their own plan. And it's extremely, when I sit back and think about like knowing this person and then seeing that show and just like knowing how things transpired, it was very alarming. It was a lot to sit with. I think I've thought about that show and talked about that show with a lot of people for at least a week, because there are a lot of people who are egotistical, and that will take you on a ride just to fluff up their ego, and they're hiding in plain sight. And I think that having my own experience of dating a narcissist and dating someone who has, you know, psychological trauma, that it teaches you something. It was very much a teaching moment. Like, I definitely feel like the universe sent me this person so that I am creating like this entire, I would say the last 2 years that I've had, you know, like just relationships with people in general, not even just romantic, like boundaries is a huge, I'm constantly having the boundaries conversation within myself, and like feeling like I like want to help people, but I think the bigger question to ask myself, having watched that movie, having dated that guy, that I had to sit with myself, and it's like, you want to help, but like, what are you, sometimes helping can create enabling in a sense, and you know, you end up creating the monsters if you don't create solid boundaries in which you say, this is what I'm willing to deal with, these are my rules, these are my expectations, follow them if you want to, if not, then, you know, I'm out the door. And like, I think as women, we have trouble keeping that word because we are so loving, but truthfully, we don't need to be nice. Drake wrote us a song, it's called Nice for What? In the back of my mind, like, I don't have to be nice to men, especially when so many men are out here doing heinous things to women. But I am not a man hater. I truly believe there are good men in this world, and I know a few, and I know a few who have definitely had my back. And that's a great feeling to have, despite what my previous experiences have been like. Like, none of these things will make me bitter.
So
I have a weird thing about baking, because I really don't think that I need oh, I look like the Swan movie, the Black Swan. I look like Black Swan right now. I'm patting but also swiping. Brush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. I look like a little mannequin. Yeah, I look very youthful. I like that a lot. I like getting my hair done. What lips should we do? Yo, my favorite thing to do is like bring my mole back. Yeah, I don't like this blue. I'm gonna throw this away. I wouldn't recommend this because it keeps staining up there, and I put the setting powder in. It's really not that great. Wait, if that one's like that, the pink one's like that too. What are the shows that I'm watching? Oh, Power. A lot of my friends do not like Power right now. I don't blame them. I really don't. I love the action crazy, like, hold on. I like the idea of not knowing if Tasha's going to jail. I have no qualms about saying that I like Tasha. I feel like, yes, she was in the wrong for wanting her son to stay in the drug game, and she's in the wrong for, you know, the way she handled a lot of situations. I really do agree with that. But I also feel like too many people ghost Jamie the benefit of the doubt. Like, they let him, I think too many people let Jamie get away with literal murder. And like, was she wrong for fucking Sean? Of course. But this guy was fucking Angela and then moved into her house and wanted to like bring his kids and create a whole family. And he had so many times to help his son. I think Tariq would have been fine with like going to college and like, who knows? I think Tariq had already made it. Tariq and Tasha are probably on the same length of like terrible characters. Ghost left Tasha with nothing. Even if you managed the mother of your child, she gave you those children, and like, you only were gonna give the money to your son if he went to college. Like, everything always had to be under Jamie's control, even up to when even the way he died. Like, he knew that like this whole thing wasn't gonna last as long as it did, and like, he still had control over the money. He had control over everything. And it just seems like a lot of people have these interesting, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people have interesting viewpoints when it comes to this show that doesn't really like resonate for me. Because yeah, I like Jamie, but I also feel like Jamie was overrated. I think Jamie made this show popping because he was attractive. You know, Amari Hardwick made the show, you know, work in his favor because he's attractive. He is actually a really good actor. He's been in a lot of good shows. We know his resume, right? And like, he really embodied being Ghost, and like, he never really, you know, shied away from that or turned that off. They were all bad. Like, my guy Tommy killed the mother of his child. Let's start there. On top of that, like, Jamie killed anybody that got close to anybody in proximity to the people that he loved. And then people want to talk to me about Tasha. Yes, she killed her best friend. That was some real fucked up shit. But these people are from the hood. And just because they moved out of the hood doesn't mean you can get the hood up out of them. So I'm going to list everything that I used in the description bar below. This look is just okay to me. I'm not really like feeling it, but it's just a late night vibe, just so I can talk about my favorite TV shows. Let me know if you guys like this stuff. I'm happy to do videos that you like. I would love to hear more from you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and in a few minutes you're going to see a video somewhere listed below to subscribe and the video that I am suggesting for you. So I will see you guys next time.